Hello and welcome to the sixth episode of English4U. Today we will discuss on the most important aspect of reading. Each of us want to increase our knowledge or want to communicate well, but we are selfish enough not to devote much time to it. Believe it or not, a good communicator relies heavily on the aspect of reading. If your reading habit is good, you will definitely be a good communicator. There are rare chances that the reading is less and the communication will be perfect. So it is highly recommended that each of us should be good readers at first. Now let's look at the benefits of reading. For any person, there are three most important factors in reading. The first being the amount of knowledge that we obtain after reading a material. Second is the analysis point of view. Analysis is checking whether the thing that we have read is either good or bad, and it also forms an exercise to our brain. Believe me, reading forms an exercise to the brain as such and is a cure, and it helps us preventing diseases like dementia and Alzheimer's at a later point of time. The third important thing is the vocabulary that we tend to increase while reading. Now, how will we put these things into practice? First of all, if we have a text in our hand, it's recommended that we read the entire thing. Most of us are lazy enough not to read the entire thing. We should make it a point to read the entire thing in the first go itself. Therefore, investing time is a great factor to it. Now, second most important thing in reading is that we have to read the matter word by word. Therefore, it later gives much effect to the fact that we are building up a great vocabulary in that. By reading word by word, whichever words that we feel uncomfortable with, it's a valid thing to write it down, check the meaning, and to use that thing at a later time. Therefore, when we read more and more practice will tend to come, and at a later point of time, we tend to read 2-3 words together. At first, it will be like reading a word by word and understanding the meaning of it. Then later what happens is that we will tend to read 2-3 words in a go, and this later forms the foundation for reading an entire sentence and understanding the meaning of it. It is always useful to read the entire sentence, and we will be good readers when we have a courage to read the entire sentence and analyze it, whether it's good or wrong. For example, I'll give a famous example. When Dr. S. Radhakrishnan became the President of India, the Hindu paper at that time quoted the headline that Plato's dream was at last realized. The great philosopher Plato once said that the philosopher king, Dr. S. Radhakrishnan was a philosopher, the philosopher king is the ideal person in a republic. And most of the readers who read that article and the heading at that time at Hindu were quite confused and baffled with the fact as to this particular heading. But when they thought of the fact that Plato's dream of a philosopher king being the ideal person, they had it in their mind that it was a valid heading indeed. Therefore, when we tend to read more, it will be puzzling and baffling for us to find new words, new meanings to it. But it would be ideal to read the entire thing, whether we don't have... Some text will be very difficult. Believe me, it will be much of profound jargon in that. But it's always ideal to read the entire thing to build up our knowledge, analyze it, and also to build up the vocabulary as such. So do enjoy a great week ahead and happy reading. Thank you very much.